on WSGW.com.
Well, a mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. I'm Terry Henne, and along with me is...
Jonathan Dent. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. Nice to have you back on board.
Absolutely. Good to be back.
Well, you've been on board. It's just you and I haven't been on board.
We haven't been synced up here for a while. So.
It's been a busy time since I got back, and it continues to be a very busy time. As far as what's going on with the markets, Rick Hollister will be joining us in just a moment to kind of get an idea of what's happening. Because, John, we've really had some volatile markets just in the last couple of days.
It's been crazy. I know. Up and down.
Yeah, we're bouncing around 32 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents. Start off in the hole, wind up positive, and then at the end of trade, we're right back down in the hole again. So yeah. I don't know. Temperature-wise, a little cooler today so far?
Nicely cooler, yeah. We're up to 73 at the airport, 74 in Midland, and here at Radio Center, we're looking at 73 with a northwest wind at 5 miles per hour. Nice little breeze. Not bad. Coming out of the north, the east, that sort of thing. We will begin to see a change in that wind direction. And obviously, that's going to signify a change in our temperatures. Absolutely. We're going to be talking probably, mid 80s anyway, if not upper 80s as we move into the weekend. Today's high should be right around 80. Tomorrow's high about 81. We're only going to be dropping down into the upper 50s and low 60s. Pretty much sunshine today, clear skies tonight, sunshine tomorrow. Kind of an interesting scenario as far as our weather goes. Depending on the forecaster, there is going to be the possibility, according to some of them, of maybe a little bit of rain on Friday night. Really? I don't think so. I quite honestly haven't seen anything that would indicate that we have a very good chance at all of precipitation on Friday night. I think the best chance is going to be later in the day on Saturday night, and early Sunday morning. That's when the low pressure system over Iowa is going to begin to approach a little bit closer to us. So still Friday night, if you got outdoor activity, I really don't think it's going to bother you. I don't think we're going to see much of anything in the way of moisture, but hey, nobody is afraid of the rain right now. No, not at all. We could use a little bit more, even after we got some in the last 24 hours, 48 hours or so. Yeah, I know Northern Michigan picked up the majority of theirs before 8 o'clock yesterday morning. Over in Midland, where they were trying to play golf, they had more than an inch of rain. Auburn area, a little bit less than an inch. Then you get closer to Saginaw, 3/4 of an inch. Then you move over into Michigan's thumb, and the amount of precipitation continued to drop off. Michigan's upper thumb, 1/4 of an inch for the most part. That was it. And then after that, southern Michigan, other than a spot or two, not much in the way of precipitation at all. So we do need some nice precipitation. It was ideal the way it came down yesterday, and that ground really soaked it up. I don't know what it's going to mean, as I said, down the road here, but one thing is for sure, we are going to begin to see a warm up as we move into the weekend. Our high on Saturday will be 86. And as I said, I think the best chance of seeing some precipitation, in my opinion, is going to be real late Saturday night, and early Sunday morning. Sunday's high will be right around 82, 83. But then we kick it in high gear as we move into the work week next week, John. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be hovering around that 90-degree mark, and there is going to be the chance of a shower on Tuesday of next week. Long range, take us all the way through the 27th of the month, above average on the temperatures, a little bit below average as far as the moisture goes. And incidentally, the record high in this state is 104. Thank goodness we don't have that. I know. 1936. And I had mentioned the other day, the decade of the 30s, 19 record-breaking July days. Really? The decade of the 30s. Out of 31 days, and 19 of them were record-breaking in the 30s. Just unbelievable. But for a lot of folks that know history, that was the Dust Bowl era, where the central part of the country was just as warm, if not warmer,
than what we were. But again, 104, that's hot. Record low on this date, 44, set in 1950. Sun will set this evening at 9:16, rise tomorrow morning at 6:09. Standing by is Rick Hollister. We'll get to all of that, plus a whole lot more. Busy program today. But want to remind everybody, John, the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
They say there's a secret to growing a great crop. At Nutrient Ag Solutions, they beg to differ. It all starts with a strong foundation, and when it comes to fertilizer, there's no question that Titan XE drives dry fertilizer performance. They've been unlocking the potential in every prill of dry fertilizer with biocatalyst technology for over a decade. Visit lpi.ag/Titan or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant to drive your crop's potential today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. It's all about being ready for what's good or what's bad. It's all about risk management, and the folks at the Sarr Agency can take care of that for you. They are licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get a hold of their agents on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office in downtown Reese, 989-868-4722.
Rick Hollister now joins us from the Andersons. Rick, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jonathan. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
What are we looking at today, Rick?
Mixed bag today. Soybean oil is lower again. It just can't seem to find a spot to land here yet. So continue trend lower. And really, vegetable oil trade around the world is at its lowest levels in 12 months, Terry. So it's not helping our soybean markets much. Soybeans are up 8 or 10 at the moment. Pretty big range for the day, 45 cents range for the day from up 20 to down 30. So trying to find a soft spot to land here and hang on to last week's lows yet. Some of the outside markets are not helping. Crude oil makes new lows for this down move today at the lows, and so does gasoline futures. So stock market's lower, dollar stronger, more the same that we saw earlier this week. Corn is actually up 8 or 9 cents at the moment, and trying to stabilize a little bit as well at last week's lows. So we continue to look forward to next week's and the week beyond weather forecast. Next week now looks a tad wetter than what it did a couple of days ago in parts of the Midwest, and still cooler and a little bit wetter out in that last week of July. So that's what we're trying to trade in the weather markets, trying to look out there towards the 1st of August to peer into the weather maps.
Sounds that way. So on the board, what do you have right now?
Yeah, right now, corn for July delivery at Hemlock is $6.18. New crop corn at $5.49. Old crop soybeans at $15.47. The new crop beans are $13 even. Old crop red wheat is $7.33. The new crop red for next summer, July, August of 23 at $7.80. White wheat for this harvest here, $7.53. And next harvest, $7.80.
Still taking that wheat off?
There was a little bit of harvest day and a half ago. Depends if you got rain or not on Wednesday morning. Guys are saying a lot of it still is carrying a little extra moisture. We think maybe those that did get rain, it'll even out here maybe over the weekend. We'll get back at it.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. You take care. Have a great day, okay?
Thanks. Thank you, Terry. Yep, you
You
too.
bet. Rick Hollister over at the Andersons. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer standing by. The market report brought to you by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They can help with lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Find out how they could be your hometown financial solution by going to frankenmuthcu.org. And by the folks at Steiner Tractor, they do understand that your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. And especially if you've got one of those older tractors, those parts just aren't readily available. Well, Steiner Tractor can take care of you. New parts for old tractors made easy, 800-234-3280, or go to steinertractor.com.
Well, let's head over to Oppenheimer and check in with Doug Klein on what those markets are doing today. Doug, good morning.
Good morning.
How are things looking?
It's rough.
Oh, no.
Buckle up, huh?
Yeah, unless you just own the good old U.S. dollar, which is hitting multi-year highs today. Cleared 109 on the index. That's a thing. The euro went below $1 today. That's the first time in at least 20 years. The yen also hitting new lows. The Canadian dollar hitting new lows. Gold, silver, platinum, copper all hitting new lows. Crude oil down $3. A lot of stocks hitting new lows. We got Waller talking today. He's from the Fed. He pretty much guaranteed 3/4 of a point hike in interest rates. Kind of beating a dead horse, but that's what they got to do because they have numbers that are dated by at least 6 to 8 weeks and whatever. If they could look forward a little bit, they wouldn't do what they do. But yeah, I guess they just want to flex their muscle. So, going to expect at least 3/4 of a point hike in about 2 weeks now, less than 2 weeks. So the markets are nervous about that, and they're worried about a full point, which I doubt is going to happen. But markets tend to be nervous more than necessary. So here's your numbers: September corn 609 3/4, up 9 3/4. December corn 605 1/2, up 10 1/4. And the September of 23 corn is 581 3/4, up 8 cents. August soybeans 14.97, up 12 1/4. The November soybeans 13.56, up 6 1/2. And November of 23 soybeans 12.59 3/4, down 3 1/4. September wheat is 803 1/4, down 7 1/2. December wheat is 822 1/2, that's down 5 1/2. And July of 23 wheat, 831 1/2, down 5 cents. Crude oil having a pretty wild day, down $3.20 at 93.10. Let me check and see what that got down to today. The low on the day was about 90.50, so it's recovered about $2.50 or so today. Heating oil is $357.43. That's down 9 cents. Gasoline, $314.43. That's down 9 cents. Should put us at $3.80 at the pump. Good luck seeing that. Natural gas is $6.68. That is up 9 cents. So over to currencies. Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys you $1.31 Canadian. That's up 125 ticks. The U.S. dollar buys you 138.80 yen. That's up 137 ticks. The euro is at $1.38 of a penny. That's down 22 ticks. And the dollar is at 108.71. I got up into the 109s today, but it's still up 75 ticks. Gold is at $17.0440, new low, down $31.10. Silver, $18.28, down 92 cents. Platinum's at $822.60, down $15.20. And copper's at $322.90. That's down 9 1/4 cents.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay. Well, you have a good day, okay?
Oh, yeah. I close my eyes and it
There
all
you
gets better.
Take care, Doug. Have a good
Okay,
one.
you too.
All right. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Before we take a break, who do we have up right now, John?
We've got Jerry Samulski. He's going to talk to us about the plant of the week.
The plant of the
Believe
week.
it or not, it's already Thursday.
Yeah, it is. Does it need much water, Jerry?
Well, newly planted plants all need water. As they establish, they are a little less needy, but butterfly bush or bedelia is not one that needs a tremendous amount of water. It blooms and is in like lilac-shaped flowers. The plants, some of them get as big as 10 feet tall, some varieties. Other varieties, lo and behold, they get about 18 inches, 2 feet tall. So it's, again, like every plant we talk about, Terry, I'm kind of getting tired of saying there's so many different varieties, but there are. And the breeders are doing the best they can to meet the needs of the client. And so there's so many different kinds. Most of the time, they're going to be flowering in white or purple. Actually, purple is probably more prevalent. But you don't see, there's a one that they call red. It's really not as red as I'd like to see it, but in a deep pink. So a lot of color, and they bloom for a long time. They're almost a perennial. They might burn back to the ground and come back again, or they might stay up depending upon the winters. But they're great plants for season-long color, and they do attract butterflies, i.e. butterfly bush.
Hey, there you go. Jerry, you take care. Have a great one, okay?
Very good. Let's keep the rain coming, Terry. You did a good job. We got 3/4 inch. I want to see another 3/4 inch on Sunday, okay?
You have no idea how good it is to get a pat on the back instead of a boot in the you-know-where. Jerry, take care.
You betcha. Have
All
a good
right.
day.
Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center. Let's take a quick break, John. We'll be back with more in a moment.
Hi, I'm Steve Cook from Cook Chevrolet Buick Ambassador with an important announcement regarding the current status of manufacturing and selling vehicles. The chip and part shortages that have plagued all manufacturers for the past year have worsened in recent days. Bad news is that inventories are as depleted as they've been at any point. The good news is that Chevrolet has committed 200 vehicles to Cook Chevrolet, including the following SUVs and trucks that are built and waiting for a chip or a part: 50 Silverado crew cabs, 15 Equinoxes, 12 Blazers, 8 Silverado double cabs, and 15 Suburbans, Tahoes, and ZR2 crew cabs. These are vehicles that could arrive as soon as tomorrow or as late as the next 3 or 4 weeks. If you have a lease coming due or are just in need of a new vehicle, it's critical that you contact us, check out the inbound inventory, and put your name on the one of your choice. That's the Cook GM Superstore, M15 Top of the Hill Ambassador.
Call or visit us online at cookchevybuick.com. Chevy, find new roads.
Joe Kramer joining us right now. John, Joe, let's talk a little bit about the crop progress report and get a little bit of a market update from you. What's going on?
Well, we had a meeting with the bean industry this morning at the research farm, and I think everybody came away from that feeling pretty good about the crop and its condition. Progress. We have 2 crops out there, the early planted stuff and then the later planted beans, and some of those got replanted. But everything looks pretty good, Terry. We're pretty optimistic. We did get a report on the Mindak region. I think they went in late. They went into wet conditions, kind of a mixed bag out there, but we think they're going to struggle to have an average yield. But they still have a lot of acres despite having some prevented plant. So more to follow on that. The market's certainly anxious to have more tonnage in it. We'll see how it shakes out. If we get some timely rains and we get that North Dakota crop off before frost, we should be okay shape.
I noticed that this year compared to last year, the latest acreage summary that I saw indicated that all across the country, planted acreage of dry beans was down.
We certainly lost some acreage to corn and soybeans. And then Mother Nature, and of course in North Dakota, took a few acres away that just went into prevented plant. But yeah, we're going to need all the acres. We did give Michigan a pretty optimistic yield this morning in our reporting. We think that when acres go down, we end up on better dirt with some of the great, the really good bean growers too. So generally that translates into a little bit higher yield.
Well, and it does appear as though blossoming is going to come. It'll be interesting for the early planted, but the late planted looks like blossoming should be at a pretty good time.
It feels that way, Terry. We got a little shot of moisture yesterday. We can use a little bit more. Next week's forecast, I think you've got some plugged in there for us. So we're happy about that. Maybe a little bit cooler temps. So yeah, we're fairly optimistic at this point.
Joe, always good to talk. You take care in your travels. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Joe Kramer, Executive Director of the Michigan Bean Commission. Let's slide over to Craig Voorhees right now, John.
Let's do it. Craig, good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. How's everybody today?
We're doing pretty good. Understand that we want to chit-chat a little bit about wheat harvest, and in particular, folks using other people's equipment, hauling, and, of course, combining.
Right, Terry. I know harvest is put on hold thanks to the rain, and I don't think anybody's really complaining about that. But you always get neighbor helping neighbor during harvest, and if your wheat or any grain in particular or product is in your neighbor's truck, you still have an exposure out there. If that truck gets in an accident and it's your product in the truck, the lawyers are trained to also go after whoever owns the grain in that vehicle. So you want to make sure you're covered in those situations. And it doesn't have to be a semi-truck either. It could be a neighbor bringing you lunch or parts out in the field. Anytime there's a vehicle on the road on behalf of your farm or business, you do have a risk out there. And there is a way to protect you from that risk on the insurance policy. So hopefully folks are having that discussion with their agents.
And again, we emphasize these factors because this particular coverage isn't exactly just an automatic coverage when you're talking farm coverage.
Correct. It can be added. Sometimes it can be added to the farm policy. Sometimes it can be added to the vehicle policy. It doesn't matter which one it's on as long as you have it somewhere, but it is an optional piece.
All right. Good advice. Craig Voorhees, take care. Have a great day, okay?
Will do, Terry. Thanks. You too.
You bet. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Well, are we going to get enlightened on what's going on in New York?
We are. Steve Anderson is going to join us here from Baird & Company. Steve, good morning.
And a good morning to you.
How are we doing today?
Well, we're doing better than we were an hour ago, but that's still not very good.
Well, how are we going to be doing in an hour? That's the question.
Oh, there you go. Good call, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Go ahead. We're going to hope for Dow Jones Industrial Average right now, however, is down 339 points, putting it at 30,428. Volume there is 357 million shares. The NASDAQ is down 91 at 11,157. Volume 342 million shares. Locally, Caterpillar 169.13 down 474. Deere 292.36 down 442. CMS 65.61 down 33. Dow 48.99 down 68. DuPont 53.65 down 121. Corteva 50.66 down 131. GM 31.26 down 46. Trinzio 39.30 up 7. Walmart 126.04 up 67. Home Depot 285.23 down 195. Huntington Banks is 11.91 down 22, and AT&T is down 28 cents at $20.17. I'm going to have to try harder.
Well, I hope you understand. See, John has now joined the working world. So
I kind of gathered that. You know, he's been a nice addition and someone else for me to bother.
No bother at all.
Steve, you have a great day, okay?
I will, Terry. You do the same.
All righty. Steve Anderson. We'll be right back.
Ellen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, and Beale City wants to introduce you to the FR920 4H Cruiser self-propelled forage harvester from New Holland. It's the game changer that maximizes your tons per hour with state-of-the-art control and 911 max horsepower. You get best-in-class chop quality using Hydrolock feed roll technology, the Adjustomatic knife sharpening system, and the new Dura Cracker or Dura Shredder crop processor. Meet the FR920 4H Cruiser today at Ellen's Equipment in McBain, Ithaca, and Beale City.
Kind of an interesting comment going back to Joe Kramer when he was talking about the dry beans losing some acreage to corn and soybeans. Real interesting flip-flop in this acreage report. Corn acreage went down 100,000 acres. Mm-hmm. Soybean acreage in Michigan went up
way up
100,000 acres. So, there's a trade-off there. Yep. So we'll just have to see. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese. offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Coming up at 12:30, a market update, so stick around for that. John, I think we want to wrap things up with the playing of our national anthem.
I think we should. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Rocket